Good morning. How are we doing? So, secrets of a nutritionist. I had to share this. I thought, what am I going to talk about today? And I go to my list of things that I could potentially talk about based on conversations that we've had with some of the ladies this week, or kickstarts that have come up, or people who've been on the program a while, and the obstacles that start to come up. I just thought, you know what, the last few days, this week's been quite interesting. On one hand, one of these said to me, like, in our kickstart, it's like, you know, what I don't want this to be is like some really complicated meal plan, lots of confusing recipes, because I just won't do it. And I was like, exactly. Then we went on to talk about some of my meals this week have been horrendously simple. Morning, Mary. Horrendously simple. Like, and people sometimes don't believe that. They're like, oh yeah, you probably have like all this and this, like the veg there. Like I can imagine it, and I'm thinking, yeah, I could imagine it as well. So we started to talk about it, and I was like, yeah, when I did, you know, they were like, yeah, you did your research in diabetes, and you know, when you're in public health and the NHS, like just thinking about you, you'll probably eat this, and that. Everything's all portioned and perfect. And I was like, I'm going to have to destroy this myth, because 2 nights this week we've had baked beans, peas, and scrambled egg. So, and I'm sharing this because it doesn't actually have to be complicated. Like, it was busy, and I've done a lot more sessions than normal this week, and in between kids clubs, preparing meals, I was like, I have no time to prepare that. And if I'm honest, my kids are quite happy with something like that. From time to time, not every night, obviously, but it does the job. Like, it does the job. It gets your protein in, you got your fibre in, you got some vegetables in. And I'm sharing this because you just don't think you have to be perfect of this. Like, and it's finding that balance. I wrote a blog yesterday as well about not having enough time to meal prep, like having some good ready meals that are just in the evening, as a worst case scenario, or as a, what would I do instead? Because sometimes it's like, oh, I'm not having ready meals, I only cook fresh, I only like cooking from simple ingredients. And that's great if you can do that. But then if that only happens once a week, what happens for the other 6 days? What's the consequence of that? Do we end up snacking because we're having to put something together, then we've ruined our meal, we feel guilty because we can't eat that meal that we so wanted. Like, sometimes you've got to get that balance right. And the good news is like with the exercise, with the law of diminishing returns, like the most benefit you get is of kind of starting and doing the minimum. A lot of the benefit is in that. So like, whether it's showing up to an exercise session and hitting an exercise session, whether it's not the best or not, the most of the benefits you'll get, most of them, I'm not saying you'll be an elite, you'll be toned in no time, but from physical health, mental health, to consistency, to how you feel, to the impacts on your cardiovascular system, blood sugar levels, most of the benefits you'll get over a long period of time are just showing up a bit more often. And it's similar with the nutrition. Can we just make sure we have some go-tos for those busy days? Can we sort out today? Can we make I'm going to be imperfectly perfect for those days with a really simple meal. When worst comes to worst, I've got stuff that's in the cupboard, eggs, baked beans, something like that, or ready meal there. What's your worst case scenario? Because you'll always fall to your lowest level of training. If your lowest level, like, I don't have time at all, becomes something like that, you're going to do all right. Hope that helps. I wanted to share that today. Let me know your go-to meal if you're super busy. And I had to share that because I had no idea that some people might think that I always have like wild salmon and quinoa for dinner with broccoli. So no, there you have it. Baked beans, simple old baked beans, scrambled egg, and I had some peas on the side. Literally, it was that simple. Any questions, let me know. As always, remember not to be perfect. Focus on what you can do. And I'll see you soon. Take care.